The views expressed in this video presentation are my opinions and not necessarily the opinions of guests and others sharing or reposting this video. The content is produced only for educational and informational purposes. Do not regard any statements in this video as a recommendation to buy or sell any financial instrument. Investing comes with risk to loss of principal. Always conduct your own research and seek guidance from a professional investment advisor. I am not a professional investment advisor. I am Dollar Will. Let's talk some crypto. Let's see, get this thing together here. We'll start with something I don't care anything about because I know you do. News. First, I want to explain the thumbnail. Yeah, I'm poking the bear. I'm trying to warn HODLers. You in these markets, there's smart money and there's dumb money. The HODLers are the dumb money. If it's not you, then who is it? It's you. I'm not your enemy. I'm your friend. I'm your only friend because I'm telling you the truth. I'm trying to rescue you from you. Okay? Got a little bit of fundamental analysis. Of course, there was a rate hike. The first thing you got to understand that when you're talking about Bitcoin, we're trading, the symbol is BTC, which stands for Bitcoin / US dollar. So you're trading a relationship between the two. You'd have to be under a rock to not know that the US dollar is rising. So one side of the seesaw is strong or up. That means the other side of the seesaw will be going down. So this is no time for hodling. So that's just basic 101. Now, there were periods, pretty long periods, where Bitcoin and a dollar was trading in the same direction. Now, knowing that it's a pair relationship, you have to see or regard both of them trading in the same direction as aberrant. Them trading opposite directions, that's normal, logical, rational. Okay? So now the normal relationship, which should be there, has taken shape. So as long as this dollar is trending up or showing strength, Bitcoin is in trouble. Okay, it's in trouble. Now that's just on the surface. Now, as a technical trader, we go deeper than that. We just don't trade based on that premise or theory alone. We look at the actual price action. Okay. So here's a roundup of the news. I'll let y'all check this out. You can Google Bitcoin and click on the news tab. It says Salvadorans ditch their Bitcoin wallets. Okay. And it says Bitcoin, other crypto expected to consolidate. Consolidate means, fall. Okay. It doesn't mean rise. All right. More at the Fed meeting. Okay. This was yesterday. All right. So that Fed meeting was today. Okay. Bitcoin prices rise. The Fed's rate decision looms large. That's just looking at today's action with no context. Okay. All right. Now, Bitcoin is falling largely because of the dollar strength, period. It didn't need a catalyst. It didn't need an announcement. It's not falling because of some announcement today. It's falling because it was what we call in technical world overbought. And it's falling because the price you see is a pair relationship. between showing you the value of Bitcoin relative to the U.S. dollar, and U.S. dollar is rising, so that means Bitcoin value would likely decline. Okay, so when you see something that's trending down, and you see a headline like this, where it has had a significant rise, and it's the season for that particular instrument to be falling, you have to think, or smart money says, it's time to take profit. Okay. Bitcoin and stocks rise after Fed raises rates. Growth concerns ease. Okay. Bitcoin and stocks rise. See, this is during the day, but it's not really giving you, this is telling you what happened today. That's not really relevant. It's a bigger theme that's going on. Prices don't fall straight down, they don't fall straight up. So the fact that it made has been going up the last couple of days in the bigger context, all that means is it's taking a rest from declining. That's all that means. Okay. And so all of these are like signs to sell. Let's take a look at the chart. I need you guys to help this channel out. Hit like, but most of all, subscribe. I really need y'all to help me get these numbers up. If you can put this on your social media, I would appreciate it. Help me help you, basically. And if you're here in the cars and stuff, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and I'm sitting out on the porch. Okay, I'm giving you real life. I don't care nothing about no quiet studio background. I worked 25 years as a broadcast engineer. We take that stuff too far. This is YouTube. Show some life. I don't want an acoustically dead studio space. I'll sit on the porch. I'll go watch a basketball game. I'm gonna go out in the whole kinds of environmental sounds and just take you on the road in life and do these chats. All right. So what we got here is this particular leg down that we've been experiencing since this is when the entire move started in November of 2021. We had this decline, and then we hit this nice bottom here on the 22nd January. And my Elliott Wave theory traders recognize this move as significant. Okay. And if you want to learn technical analysis, I can explain this and not necessarily have to speak in code. You come to my Patreon, where it's very affordable. If you want to understand how to do that, scroll to the top of the chat. It's there. If you're watching on replay and the chat's not there, scroll down to the info section beneath the video. All right. So here we are here. This is a common, what we call this is a correction pattern or continuation type of pattern. It's something I'm going to speak in code, but I'm just going to let you know with technical analysis, and especially I practice Elliott Wave theory. It's something about the height of this move and the shape of this move, which told us here that it was pretty much over and that it was likely going to continue falling. And that's pretty much what it's doing. Let me take a look here. We also have a resistance, a channel resistance. Man, that sounds like a big truck. It's not. It needs a muffler or something. Needs something. So yeah, in order for Bitcoin to really, for any positive vibe, opinion about Bitcoin to really be valid, Bitcoin would have to break that line. And it doesn't. I doubt that it does that. All right. Now it might get to that line, but I doubt that too. So we got here in this particular inside candle and we had a let's see, the wicks mean price rejection. I'll tell you that. So the last time the price was up in this area, the market said, whoa, that's too high. And so we're up in this area again. And we got a little wick action right there. So the market is doing what it should do, which is reject its price as valid. So selling is expected right here. Let me go back out a little bit to a daily. Let's just show just how bad it could get. Okay. Now, when we had our former high, which we took out in November, we had a former high around this around April of last year, a little more than a year ago. We traded down to this area. If we revisit that area, or let me say, I believe this, when we revisit this area, we're likely to fall through it. Okay, we're very likely to fall through it, and the next stop would be from that $40,000 that's making all the headlines. The next stop would be in this 12 to 14,000 range. Okay. Hold on. There you go. Why is this thing working against me? This chart is working against me. I'm hitting, I'm not even moving anything, and it's just jumping all over the place. I'll tell you what, let me go down here. Use a bigger time frame. I think on the site I'm using, a lot of people are looking at this Bitcoin. So I think, well, technically the price is most likely to come and revisit this prior area, this prior region where we were before. So between 12 and 14, or maybe, yeah, roughly 12. I mean, this is 11.7, 11.8, 12 to 14. That's a long way to go from 40. That's a long way to go from 40. We take a look at the weekly. And this is a weekly chart, and we have not taken out last week's high. So for all the bullishness today that they're writing headlines about, we haven't taken out the high from last week. So it's just, they got to put something in the newspaper. And only, HODLers take that kind of stuff seriously. Okay. So it's got to do a whole lot more in order to take Bitcoin and crypto out of the risk category. It's got to make a much high risk category. Let me say, it's everything traded as a risk to some degree. It's got to do a lot more to make betting against the strong dollar a rational move. Okay. Let's come back down to the daily. But in the short term, I wouldn't buy it as long as we are what we call overbought, especially here on this 4-hour chart. I don't trust it. Let me take a look at Ethereum. Now I'm gonna shut this down. Actually, I think I want to do a poll. I want to see how many HODLers we got out here. I'm curious. Looks like Bitcoin. Ethereum looks just like it. Same kind of pattern. It's overbought too. And just for clarity, Ethereum was actually more profitable than Bitcoin. Ethereum actually, that trade was more profitable than Bitcoin, and they look like each other. The charts look very similar. So I think this thing is rolling over too. Let me see what this looks like down here at the 1 hour. 30 minutes. What's holding on? This candle, this green candle here, that would be first concern if it takes that out. But it's going to. This thing is done. Let me see who's rocking with me. Let me get on up out of here. What's up, Mike B? Just you and me, bro. It's you and me, bro. Ain't no sense in putting up a poll with just one person. Are you hodling, man? Are you hodling? Are you a hodler, bro? Don't tell me you hodling, man. I'm gonna shut it down. I'm going to come back with some other stuff. Because there are some things that are some trades that do look good in this market. I'm expecting this market to resume negative. Okay, start to resume the. I'm talking the S&P and Dow. I'm expecting it to look real ugly in the next couple of weeks. It's gonna look real ugly. But there are what's up, Dub, driving and listening. But there are things that are working. Okay, gotta remember the news is a freak show. Okay, dog bites man is not news. Man bites dog is news. So news will tell you what is unusual, and you got to be very careful about framing your concept of reality based on what's in the news. Okay. And I worked in that business since I was 16 years old. Okay. So I know it well. It's sort of like the clickbait, which you see as clickbait, in YouTube. I mean, news is just really like one big clickbait, you know. And so it's distortion. So you gotta get your own information, do your own background research, and you gotta balance it out yourself. And the financial world is no different. You really gotta, and most of all, you gotta learn to read the charts, because the bottom line is when there's a real concern in the market, or good or bad, it shows up in stocks being purchased and sold. And I'm not talking about on a day-to-day basis. It is definitely, absolutely not driven by intraday events. It does not work that way. It absolutely does not. Rich folks have a buying program. Okay, they have a lot of money, and when they have a bias, either negative or positive, they do not change their bias on a daily basis. The whales do not work like that. They have a bias and they have a stack of money, and it takes them a good while to put all the money in that they want. And they can't put all the money in at one time, because they have as much money as the daily trading volume in a given period of the day. And so they end up betting against themselves. They end up making the price move up too quickly and just making it more expensive for themselves. So what they do is they put a chunk in. They call it scaling in. They scale into the position. They buy a chunk. They let it get what we call overbought. That just means an excessive amount purchased within a given time period. So it means that it's a natural pullback that's going to happen, and that's what you know as buying on the dip. Okay, so they're waiting on that dip too. And so while it's coming down, not when it hits the bottom, they have to start buying before it hits the bottom, because again, they got too much money. They'll make it rise too fast. So you got different people trading different philosophies. You got day traders, you got intra-week traders, you got all different time frames of swing traders. And so they know that certain trading styles are going to sell when the price gets overbought at that moment. And so then the whales take advantage of that and buy slowly, but they can buy more when it's coming down than they can when it's going up, because when they buy when the price is falling, they don't make the price rise. Okay, so that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to sneak in, and in technical analysis, we have ways of watching them do that. Okay, and so on my Patreon, I can show you that game, so you can tell the difference. You'll learn the difference between a decline that's likely to reverse versus one where nobody loves it and nobody's trying to save it. Okay, so you need to know how to read those charts in order to make that distinction. So I'm out. Thanks for rocking with me, Doug. Thank you for your support, brother. You've been rocking with me for a while. On the channel, on the Patreon. You've been there a while. Thank you. So I'm out. I'll be back later with something that's good news. To get now that I slapped you around, gonna get Bitcoin and crypto off your brain. Just for a little while. Turn your attention to some other things that are making money, because the freak show, the news, has you thinking, will lead you to think that nothing's making money. There's no way to make money. No, there are other things that are making money. It's just that those things aren't sexy to talk about. And so I'm going to bring some of those things forward. And some of those things we discuss on weekends, in one of my big group training exercises that I do every weekend. The other training is individual. I'm out. Peace.